Yeah, everyone. My name is Raquel Black, and I'm the co-working manager for Changelabs. Kia ani nishle. So Sanjikine Basis Chin. I'm a member of the Navajo Nation, and I reside here in Pinon, Arizona. But behind me, you'll see the Botanican Canyons of Oshanto. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. First off, I'd like to give a brief introduction of Changelabs for those who aren't already familiar with our organization. Officially, we are a Native-led and Native-controlled nonprofit organization based on the Navajo and Hopi nations. Here at Changelabs, our goal and mission is to provide creative workspace tools, resources, and knowledge for Native entrepreneurs. For those of you who are in or near to a city, you may have been aware of our co-working studio over at the Moenkopi Legacy Inn campus for the past few years. That space is not currently open, but the construction on our new headquarters, which is going to be located right next to the Tuba City chapter house on Main Street, is currently underway. So starting as early as this winter, we will have a brand new co-working space available for you. And some of the services that we'll be able to offer to our local entrepreneurs are some tools that would be useful to your business, such as desk-based Wi-Fi access, color printing, in-person coaching sessions for those who are interested. And our list of co-working services is constantly being updated as far as how we're planning to support our entrepreneurs and business owners here at the new headquarters. And we're always open to new ideas on how we can better service our local communities. We're really excited to bring this community space for everyone to help building and growing your business. So please stay tuned for more information as our construction progresses. One of the most popular questions we get here at Changelabs is, how do I start a business? All of our programs and services here, including the co-working space, are designed to help our Native entrepreneurs, artisans, change makers, and vendors alike to both start up and strengthen their businesses. So if this is a question that you have, I have a few slides for you. One program we have available is the Business Incubator program. It is one of the only Native-led business incubators for Native entrepreneurs in the United States, and it's right here in Northern Arizona. This program is being led by our Director of Business Incubation, Jessica Stego, and it is a 12-month program for Native entrepreneurs who want support and training on how to start and operate your business on the Navajo and Hopi nations. Changelabs will be accepting applications for our next round of entrepreneurs who want to participate in this program later this year. So if you're interested and would like assistance with your logo and website design or your bookkeeping and finances, please check out our website for more information at nativestartup.org/incubator. We have the link right there on the screen. And then next is another question that we get often is, how do I get help running my business? There are so many aspects to being an entrepreneur, and the answer or solution that you may be searching for may not always be obvious. So here at Changelabs, one of our driving factors is kinship, building relationships among our communities and nations. And how Changelabs can help there is through our business coaching appointments. We offer free virtual 90-minute appointments with any of our business coaches. Our coaches are available on Mondays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they each have their own area of expertise depending on the kind of support you're looking for. We have a team of very bright and very eager coaches such as Jessica Stego, our Director of Business Incubator, Christine Latter, our Director of the Kinship Lending Program, our Finance Director, Marcia Greyeyes, and then a few more of our coaches are Cecilia So, Tim Deal, and Joe Elliott Nez. They each have incredible knowledge in each of their specialties and will be able to assist you where you're needing help with your business. They are able to assist you in areas from marketing to accounting and bookkeeping systems, or if you're starting out, they can assist you with creating a business model and navigating the Navajo Nation systems for things such as your business site lease and registering with the Navajo Nation Business Regulatory. You can find more information or book an appointment with any of our coaches here at nativestartup.org/events. Another common question that we get here at Changelabs is, how do I create a website? Until Changelabs can go back to hosting open studio hours at our headquarters in Tuba City, we will refer you to our YouTube channel. We currently have over 40 recorded sessions and discussions, each designed for Native business owners and all led by other Native entrepreneurs and creatives. Our workshops have covered topics like social media marketing, website design, doing business on the Navajo Nation, and many more. It's a growing archive of our shared knowledge from other Natives who really want to see our Native people and their businesses thrive. To access many of our past sessions and our listings of resources, such as grants and other informational events, like this workshop, I'll refer you to our link here, nativestartup.org/resources. We update this page regularly, so be sure to check in every now and then for any upcoming opportunities. And then another great resource that we had to offer are our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Just look up Changelabs. And I do recommend that you check out those pages for regular postings and updates as well. Changelabs likes to share posts from many of our other partners and others in our network for great opportunities and resources that we think would be useful to our Native creatives or business owners and entrepreneurs. All right. And lastly, there's a whole spectrum of who we consider Native entrepreneurs, and we here at Changelabs have been curating our own list of them. If you're in the market for finding other Native service providers who can help you with your business, we currently have over 600 Native-owned businesses listed there, and we think that they each are really, really great resources for helping to start up or run your business. Or maybe you're looking for some Native-made products. You can go ahead and visit the site there at resrising.org and look up everyone that has listed their own business there. If you're interested and you have your own business, if you're a Native business owner and entrepreneur, feel free to add yourself to the listing. It's free and it's a very simple process. I'm stumbling over my words. All right. If you have any questions or if I talk too fast, I apologize. Feel free to email me. My direct email is here at raquel@nativestartup.org. And then before we get started with our speaker, James, I just want to go over a few etiquette pointers for our speaker today. We do ask that you stay on mute during the presentation unless James calls upon you. And then feel free to populate the chat box with any questions, and we'll make sure to get to them before our end of our session today. And then another reminder is that our session is being recorded today and will be available on Changelabs' YouTube channel later this week. All right. And now, introducing the man of the hour, Mr. James Bilagody. He's the owner of Towering House Entertainment. He's here to share his humorous views on being an entrepreneur, a business owner, and a public figure on the Navajo Nation reservation. That rhymes. He's an award-nominated recording artist. He's an actor who was casted in the first major movie to be dubbed in the Navajo language, Star Wars, Episode 4. And he's a former Navajo Nation delegate and has enjoyed 10 years as a master of ceremony for the Shanto Rock the Canyon Festival. And that's just to name a few. His resume is very, very long. So thank you, James, and welcome, and we're glad you're here.
Kia anins ne twit ni buses chin ashin kapa e dasche nas kapa e dashanala. So long ago, my business started, and I'm sure it's like that for you, in high school. But I didn't know it was going to be a business. I love to be behind a microphone and the center of attention, and that has never gone away. And so, the business that I do now, I get to be behind a microphone and I get to be the center of attention. So, match made in heaven. There are moments that I'm fearful, scared, nervous. It hasn't overcome me yet, so I'm still trudging on. What's a bizzin? What's a bizzin? What's a bizzin? I had an aunt when she was feeling too good. She would try to speak English, and it always stuck in my brain. What is my business? She would be asking people, "What's your business? What do you want?" And so she would go, "What's a business? What's a business?" And that kind of stuck with me in my heart. And I wanted to do some kind of business. And at the time, I didn't know exactly what, but later on, I began to realize that when I'm singing, I'm the most happy. When I'm talking about what I know in my knowledge base, that's when I'm most happy. When I'm teaching or conversing with other folks about our common knowledge, or if they know more than I, it's such a blessing to have someone share their knowledge with you. And I remember being shared knowledge that was completely in Navajo and completely in English. And the Navajo was really high level, old, ancient language Navajo. And so it took a while for me to really begin to understand it. And the same is true with my psychology, political science background. There's some in-depth stuff that I have a hard time wrapping my brain around, but you keep on trying, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like music for me. All of a sudden, it'll be a lo and behold, aha, kind of moment, and then you move from there, and the new knowledge just gets you in the heart. It just gets you in the heart, and it gets you in the brain. Your thinking and your feelings, and that's kind of what business is like. You never know who you're going to meet and what mood they're going to be in, and how you can bridge that communication so that both of you leave the situation in a good mood. Huizhou mood. I'm going to be touching on Huizhou quite a bit, because that actually is the business that I've chosen. So what's a business? What's a business really was an outreach, stretch of the arm saying, let's talk. Entertainment, topical presentation, songs, stories. That's my business. And with the background of being a recording artist, stand-up comedy, sing with the guitar, sing with the drum, a master of ceremony duties, songwriting, recording artist, an actor in movies, public speaking, motivational presentations, and a variety of situations in English and Navajo, talking about culture and tradition and education, substance abuse prevention, and discussions about parenting skills are all a part of Towering House Entertainment. And I call it the THE, Towering House Entertainment. So that's part of our logo. And when I was a young boy, my name was not James Bilagody, it was Jimmy Big Horse. And so to honor that family who raised me, I call my publishing company Jimmy Big Horse Publishing, and Towering House is James Bilagody proprietor. So the very essence of how I got here and how I embraced the statement, which I call definitive of my business, I embraced a belief from Navajo way of life. It's the beginning of a prayer and the ending of a prayer. And each day we begin a new life, and each day we end a day full of rewards. So a daily ritual that I have is believe. For my company, you'll have your own sayings and your own way of saying and doing things, and what makes you do your business. But for me, it was believe in from this moment on, from this space forward, it will be in beauty. And then the other one is at the end of the prayer is and it's a belief that it has returned, it has retained, it has come back to in beauty. It's almost like a ceremony, like Navajo ceremonies and ceremonies of other tribes. So that's part of the entertainment, topical presentation songs and stories that I do. Situations that you may face, that I have had to face on the Navajo Nation and on the Hopi Nation. I guess the bottom line from my experience is you have to have patience, have a lot of patience. There's multi-layers of bureaucracy, and there's long distances, and there's awful roads. Things can be slow. But if you love what you do and you created your business in an area that you love and that gives you rewards, you'll last. You'll do. You'll say to yourself, "Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I'm capable." You know, there's what can be slow is bureaucracy. Decision making can be multi-level. The mail service, sometimes people go, "Well, haven't you got it yet?" And internet can be slow. They sell you a phone in a town, which I won't say, but they sell you a phone that's supposed to have the power of 5. But in Tuba City, it's only like 2. And it's even less when all the students come home from school and they're all on the internet. Sometimes you travel bad roads on the reservation. Oh man, miles and miles and miles, long hours in the saddle. Sometimes you feel like you were rode hard and put up wet. And that's an awful feeling. So one of the things that I would recommend to someone who's going to go into business is get reliable transportation for travel and hauling your equipment around. And so maintain your ride. Oil changes, timely repair. That's your horse. That's your war horse. You got to take care of it, especially in this country. That internet connection is as a way of life here. It's right when you need it the most, right when it's urgent. The time is that's when internet will go down. I don't get along with electronics and applications, cell phones. I just don't get along with them. Maybe if I understood them more, I would do better. But you'll need to adjust, as I've had to adjust, and we're pretty smart people. I've learned some shortcuts and stuff. So any shortcut, any information that you can get from fellow entrepreneurs and small business owners, man, it's gold. It's gold. Stash them. Be ready to change plans if things are going slow. I wish, one of the things that I have wished consistently through all the time that I've been doing business is, I wish I knew a good computer repair person. I wish I knew a good computer repair person who I could call and say, "Hey, this is happening. Can you, and it has a lot to do with trust. Some of us aren't as trusting as others. So I just can't get on the net and ask this anybody. So if you know someone who can repair and work with computers quickly and fast, you've got gold in your hands. Embrace that person. Send him a cake. sometimes we pray for our computers. Sometimes we just throw them out the window. Seriously, I almost threw a computer out the window, but I remembered how much it cost. And then there's bad cell phone coverage. Oh man, it's like patchwork. It's like Indian country where everybody owns a postage stamp sized piece of acreage. Bad phone coverage. And so I've learned how to keep mental and or written notes of cell phone dead spots across the Hopi and Navajo nations. And each is different for each carrier and each phone, the towers and all that. So you have to know for each phone where they have dead spots. For instance, on my Verizon phone, I have a dead, most of from here to Window Rock is dead area. But I know that if you get on a Hopi Mesa, you got great coverage. So sometimes I hold meetings on the Mesa. So if you see me parked along the highway, you'll know that, oh, he's in a meeting. And then there's sometimes I try to make the 3 to 4 minutes that I drive across the Mesa to get some messages out. So bad cell phone coverage is a way of life. I used to carry 2 cell phones with different carriers, and they all covered, both of them covered different areas. So I covered more of the area here, but I've learned how to use text and email. Because if you can't call, you can text and then eventually it will get there, or you can email and it will eventually get there. This is your mobile office. And you can do this as needed. And another thing that I have found, and you probably have a better memory than I do, but keep track of all your messages, either mentally or write them down from each one of these forms of communication. Because a lot of times I can't remember, was it a phone call? Was it a text? Was it email? I get them all mixed up, so it takes me a long time because you also put these messages in a different place. So you have to go through, and I've learned to keep track of the messages from each form of the communication that you have. Make notes of business conversation, dates and time, because you never know. They'll call you 6 months from now and go, remember we talked, remember we said this, and you promised this. And you got to remember. And so I have to look it up and go, what's your name? What day did we talk? When you're a one-man show, you have to remember those. There was a time in my life when I had a secretary and staff, and boy, I sure appreciate them now. Secretaries are gold. Secretaries are made in heaven, and I miss the work that they do. Even when I book a flight or book a motel, I'm not good at that, but you learn, you adjust. Another suggestion that I have, I'm a city boy. I grew up in Salt Lake City. And when I came back here to Navajo Nation, Hopi Nation, I found out there's some very important folks that have a big say on who your potential customers are. The major employers on the Navajo and Hopi lands. And find out who the boss is. And there's a lot of bosses usually, potential customers. And always leave your business card. I'll say a little bit more about the business card in a few minutes. But major employers, and you can add it to your list, the Navajo Nation, of course, and the chapters, because each chapter has their own philosophy and their own directions and where they're at in business and what they need from your business. Hopi Nation and the villages. Again, the villages sometimes are not always in the same boat with the tribal council. So you need to know what each village philosophy is and where they're headed. And some of them are progressive and some of them are not. Indian Health Service and the departments, the schools, BIE schools, BIA schools, state schools, and charter schools. All these are on the Navajo Nation, and they all have students or parents or extended family that could be a potential customer. The state of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Coconino County, Navajo County, all these counties, they are good places to check out and see if they can use your services. And of course, leave a card. Customer service is very important. I kind of look at it in terms of when I go to a business establishment, I want to be treated well. I want to be treated with respect. I want them to be nice to me, to be kind. And I figure that everybody else feels the same way. Make it easy for customers to do business with you. And again, go back to the memory of believe. Believe. And I always see this, it always makes me laugh. Don't just stare at the customer. Communicate something. Start with hojo. And be kind, be understanding, be patient, be thorough. Those are all very important philosophies and words. Get all the information you'll need on the first call. Don't be rude or pushy, but it'll help you in the long run. Later on, when you get down to brass tacks and you're going to write a contract or an invoice, then you're going to need all that information, and you don't want to become a nuisance and call and go, "What was your address? What did you want?" So as you begin to get more and more customers, clients, you begin to realize what it is that they want and they need, and you can provide for them. And of course, that all goes into negotiating what the fee will be or what the cost of the product will be. Things like the contact name, who to call at this company, who's the decision maker. If you can find out who the decision maker is, then you don't have to deal later on with down the echelon kind of decisions that might change. Find out exactly what is needed and see how you can provide that service. Dates and times are needed, are important. Where, when, who, what, all those. Find out who the VIP is or are. All that goes into how you will compute the fee amount. There's nothing more sad than them getting a phone call and they go, and you go, "What was your name? I forgot what you were called." It doesn't work. Some folks will just slam the phone on you. Know who you're calling and why you're calling. That's why you get the information. Where, when, who, what, VIP, get a telephone number, get an email address, get their social media name, make sure that you get theirs and also you share yours. So important when you want to call them back. Each call, each contact is important. Again, go back to, for me in my business, I go back to remember, from this point on, it will be in beauty. And if you can keep that in mind, it kind of is a compass. Respond promptly to voicemail or customer email. And some of them are really surprised when you call them. Oh, you're calling back? Oh, you already got the information? That's what makes them happy. And that makes me happy. Again, happiness. Respond promptly. Telephone calls, text a message, email, and do follow-up calls. And of course, in that area, you have, depending upon what your budget is, and if you like that holiday, a Valentine's card, Christmas card, Thanksgiving, some of your return clients, customers, maybe even birthday kind of stuff. It's all how you want to interact with them. Discuss, make it a discussion, your capabilities to fill their needed service. Get all the information to write a contract or an invoice, address, phone number, all of the above. And always, and let me say it again, always follow through on your commitments. Commit only what you are capable of doing. Once you lose a customer, you may have lost that customer forever. If you say that you're going to be there, be there. And with a little bit of guilt, I say I usually am. Things come up. But then you call them and say, this is what's happening to me. I'm this many miles away. Now, COVID-19 issues for the last couple of years has been a direct hit on customer service. Oh man, it's awful. Even still out there, if you go out into the metropolitan areas, you can feel it. You can really tell which companies, which businesses care about you as a customer, and you can tell those who don't care about you. It's so apparent now. So what I have embraced is let's bring back customer service. Top of the line customer service. Demonstrate confidence so the customer will choose you. You know that they're calling around, see where else they could get the services that they're seeking. Confidence is based upon knowledge, experience, communication. Remember, thinking, planning, life experience, assurance, recapitulations, the knowledge base that Navajos teach. Again, Nsahakes Nahata Ina Sehasen Adonana Nsahakes Banat Bansanahakes Ben Nahata Ado Ina Ado Sehnahasen. That's knowledge acquisition. Achayat Achithanet Achahuin Zen. Word of mouth is very important. Yat eta ocheni. Say, hey, how are you doing? Have a good week. Social media has made that so easy. It doesn't cost anything except your time. Have them learn about your mission statement. It's part of your brand. That's who you are. That's who Towering House Entertainment is. James Bilagody. It's your logo. It's your website, your tagline. As my mission statement, it's a weird one. An interest in helping youth and their families obtain a track record of real happiness and to then assist them in making that life a legacy for their children I have an interest in the advancement of self-reliance and being an example of self-sufficiency and to encourage self-sufficiency in others based on my belief. You know, people will talk about you, whether you like it or not, or give them permission. People will talk about you. Try to make that jene fall on the good side as much as you can. Navajo youth is the future of Navajo families. And Navajo families, and Hopi youth and Hopi families, and their families are the future of the communities, and they're the future of America. And they have to make some heavy-duty decisions. As a student, adolescence, a tough time. Decisions. If you can help them make, give them a way to some options about decision making, and they make the correct decisions, you know they have a better chance of being happy, and that their family will be happy. And there's so much pain. There's so much pain in the history of Native American communities that it's generational. And as part of my business, I've embraced being one of those people that shows Hojona and the hope of Korohojon. And I've made that part of the business. The atmosphere of the business is very important. And make your company a company of culture. I've embraced the Navajo concept of Hojon. Thinking, planning, experience life, and assurance. A good summation of this comes from a guy, his name is Dr. Petey, and he got this summation from Lessons of the Navajo concept of Huishong. He puts in there one of the items as religious, but in my teachings, so Arabic Huishong is not a religion; it's a way of life, a philosophy of life, a philosophy of education, the acquisition of knowledge, and a philosophy of prevention, the prevention of ill health. So I left that word out, religious. But here's Dr. Petey's concept of Hojong. A complex Navajo philosophical and aesthetic, roughly translated to beauty. Hojong also means seeking and incorporating aesthetic qualities into life. It means inner life and harmony. And it means making the most of all that surrounds us. It refers to a positive, beautiful, harmonious, happy environment that must be constantly created by thought and deed. Beautiful, harmonious, happy environment. Happy environment. That's a business. That must be constantly created by thought and deed. Hojong encourages us to go in beauty, to enjoy the gifts of life and nature and health. Make the most of all that is around you. Positiveness, happy environment created by thought and deed. Positiveness, happy environment created by thought and deed. That's a business. That's a business site. You can do it. And some of you probably already done it. You are capable. That's one thing I've found about my people, Native Americans. We've been so many years, decades, centuries, where we were told that we can't do it and that we're not capable, but come to find out, yes, we can do it. Yes, we are capable. And each business owner, small business owner embraces their own philosophy of thought. My embracement is to thinking, planning, experiencing, assurance, hope, recapitulation in beauty. It has become my brand. The principles underlying and guiding my art, my occupation, my business, and my life. It's a very important statement in my life. In search of excellence. Happiness be the banner. Happiness be the banner. Making the most of the gifts we have been given. And that is knowledge from battle, battle, battle for inner strength, marking a path to inner strength for others. When we demonstrate and show our inner strength, other folks begin to get inner strength for themselves. We are teachers, whether we like it or not. Only question is, how good of a teacher are you going to be? In my business, Towering House Entertainment, beautiful before me. Prepare for excellence in your business so that there is beautiful before me. Beautiful behind me. Behind me is what I've done, what I've experienced, what I've conversed about, studied about, what I've done to other people. In my business, I hope behind me are happy customers who have received quality services and product. Beautiful behind me. Beautiful below me. My business, let it be that it did not harm my world, my Mother Earth, my country, my people. May it be beautiful below me. May it be beautiful above me. That my business did not harm my atmosphere, your customers' atmosphere, your communities. It's we're a gigantic cog in a little small wheel called Navajo communities, Hopi communities. When someone from across the ocean comes to bring money to the Hopis or the Navajos, and they have a good experience, you have created beautiful all around me. In beauty, it is finished. The business closes at night or at the end of a project in beauty. That is clean and good for business. Your thinking, your planning, your business environment, and that assurance and hope you give to customers will make it inviting for new customers. New customers is gold. Ongoing customers are gold. Returning customers, gold. Your color scheme, your building, your employees, your management, your brand, who you are, very important. And your brand, my brand in Towering House Entertainment comes from Zone and his teachings. Turquoise, blue, means happiness, luck, and health. And I sure do need that in my business. Got to be prepared, but a little bit of luck and health is always welcome. I borrow from cultural teachings for my business. Cultural teachings is my business, which makes me a student for the rest of my life, because I can never know all there is to know about Navajo way of life, and I'm always learning. It's like I'm always in school. My teachers are all over. Some are elders with little Bilagana education. Some are elders with extensive Bilagana education. The similarity between those two is they all have more education than I do and experience. And I listen. You have to listen. Your teams, your business culture, your products, your services, you, the leadership, the staffing, the site of the business are all a part of your brand. And have some consideration for repeat customers. Wow, repeat customers are gold. They're sent from heaven. I've had customers come to me when business has been tough, especially because of the COVID-19, and they go, "Hey, can we hire you?" And I almost get on my knees and kiss their toe. Have consideration for repeat customers. You have a pricing model. Have some consideration for your repeat customers. Your pricing model, the way you do business, will change how your customers perceive you. So it's a very important element, especially if you're small business. In that pricing, let them understand, let them know transparency, that it includes transportation, it includes expenses and fees and food and lodging, depending from what distance from your office you are going. And it includes taxes, all a part of figuring out the fee amounts that you're going to negotiate with your potential customer. A consumer thinks about you and how they interact with you in your business. They remember explicitly the most recent interaction and business with you. Remember, Hojonahastli concept. A lost customer might be lost forever. They may not come back. You know, I want them to be happy. They want to be happy. I want them to say, "Oh, James did good. I want him back again." That's what you want to hear. I bought this over there at that, and I want to go back because they have quality product. Build a good reputation. Always, always, let me say it again, always follow through and always in excellence. You can do it. You are capable. Expand your small business marketing efforts. Now, your business, though it may be small now, could potentially grow to worldwide and pack a real powerful punch. Always keep that in mind. And the good stories and the bad stories go with you. I've learned promotional kits. Promotional kits are important, and more so for small business. Yeah, you know, you can do T-shirts, jackets with your logo, with your information. Make sure you have an awesome design. It could be a simplistic, awesome design, or a real busy, awesome design. But those are the things that folks kind of revolve around to, is T-shirts and jackets and caps, hats. Put your logo on these promotional items and letterhead, and always carry with you updated business cards. And make sure it's real legible, your business card. At some time, I would make all the lettering really fancy and there'd be artwork on there. And I come to realize the information on the company and what I do just got camouflaged and people couldn't see it. So company information, contact information that may go on your invoice or your promotional kits, thematic giveaway materials. I, for a while, gave away miniature guitars. The kids of the customers really like miniature guitars. And of course, I put my name on it, like I'm Elvis or something. There's so many things out there. Like do the same thing with music CDs, movie DVDs. What you put into it is what you'll get out of it. That's kind of a rule of thumb that I became aware of. Involving the newspaper for special events and announcement. A good newspaper ad has been, in my business, the best customer generator. Of course, I also get involved with radio and some TV for special events and announcements. You got to make a noise. You got to make a noise. Some people do cold calls. You just call people, and this is James Bilagody, and I'm running for president of the United States. Cold calls, talking about your business. But I lean more towards warm calls. That's following up on previous customers, taking care of your ongoing customers and clients. And you can use billboards, and I haven't done that, but I've always wanted to. But there's billboards out there not being used. Another type of advertising which I really wanted to do and haven't done yet is vehicle wraps. I'm not sure about Hopis, but I know with Navajos, they're really into their vehicle. They get sandblasted, but they still polish it up and wash it. Some of them wash it every day, and then it gets sandblasted again. But vehicles are, they're like horses. They're called war horses, and they're babies, and they take care of it. There's some Navajos' vehicles are cleaner than their homes. And some Indian people live in their vehicles. So taking care of your ongoing customers and clients, using billboards, and I expect to see more vehicle wraps for advertising, because they sell a lot of vehicles on the Navajo and Hopi reservation. And I won't name any of the large car companies that are out here. I may try it yet. And I think it'll have a great advantageous effect on your brand. Presence. Back when I was a little younger, people could not ignore my presence. I find it now funny now because I'm a little more quiet than I used to be. But online presence for your small businesses is another important area that I might suggest that you put some work into. Online is a big word for me. It's a scary word for me. A word, when I think I understand it, I find out that I really don't understand it. But it's been very beneficial to Towering House Entertainment. And online, across a variety of different programs and apps and social media, you need to address a real personalized and unique logo. I have for Towering House Entertainment, the THE, the. And then I have a part of the logo is a silhouette of James Bilagody. And I use that because I want people to relate to as they begin to know who I am and realize that they also are on stage. I'm on stage. We're all on stage. And we got to be prepared to be on stage, to communicate, to do what it is that you do well. So that's what that silhouette is. He's standing on stage and the lights behind him. And that's Towering House Entertainment. It's your logo is a summary of what you do. It's introducing the person. behind Towering House Entertainment, behind your business. And the information that comes with these logo representations, you need to keep updated. And you also have to be prepared and you have to continue to be capable, and you have to have presence. And that takes practice. And along with the logo, you always put your product, the services offered by you, contact information about your business. Customer testimonials fit in there somewhere. Photos of success stories and projects. People relate to that. Help people to get to know you. The better they know you, the higher probability that you will have a new customer, a repeat customer. They're all gold. Update your business information. Always update your business information so folks can find you. Study and research to identify possible improvements. Sometimes I'll sit and look at my business card, see how I can change it. I'll look at the front page of social media and see how I can add to it. We don't want them to get bored. So study and research to identify possible improvements. Make sure that the business card is legible and has complete information. And last but not least, and which something I'm very weak at, is distribute your business cards. Don't just leave them in your desk like I do. Sometimes I buy a whole new box of business cards and they sit on my desk for weeks. And they can always throw it away if they don't like it or refuse it. But you got to make it look like a souvenir. They want to keep it. That's the challenge. I'll keep this. Contact access information is very important on your social media, your Facebook, your email, and TikTok. These are some of the ones I've seen. Gone is the middleman. Less important now is the middleman in all walks of business. Now, the small businesses and the large businesses are speaking directly to the customer. Always follow up with positive response on messages and questions. Always. Sometimes people may not like you just because whatever, but you don't need to address that. You don't need to respond to that. Respond in a positive message. It's an opportunity when someone has been moved by something on your site or something that you presented or something that you sang. That's something. Someone has noticed you. That's good. So always respond positive to messages and questions on your sites. Advertising, social media, newspaper, radio, and TV, updates about your events, successes, photos. Those are all some good things to put on your online presence. Just remember, do not argue with your customer. They have nothing to lose. You have everything to lose. You won't win the argument. Even if you win, you won't win. Don't argue with the customer. Respond nicely. Be calm. Be kind, and be honest. Good rule of thumb. In small businesses, we have smaller budgets, and sometimes no budgets. So cutting down on operational costs, is just a concern. And kind of the bottom line that I've experienced is keep all expenses checked. Know what you're buying, why you're buying it, and is it quality? As an example, if you need to go on a trip to town, make sure you do multitasking for your business. Write a to-do list that you can remember over time. And sometimes I say to myself, I don't need to do a list. I can remember. Famous last words. Eat healthy, rest adequately, exercise. Remember, you are your greatest asset. Take care of yourself. Keep an eye out for discounts and money-saving opportunities like office supplies, equipment for business, PR opportunities. And since I'm in the entertainment business, I'm always looking for that amp, that PA system, that microphone, backline equipment, movies, music stands, stools. I've lost so many sitting stools. And I always try to go top of the line. I've found through experience that less expensive has to be bought. You have to purchase it several times because they just break easily. And in the end, you could be spending more money than you would have if you just gotten quality stuff. Choose well. You can do it. You are capable. Adopting mobile technology. Oh, straight to my heart. This is truly scary to me. I don't adopt easily. I have to call several friends and say, have you heard of this product? You have to choose your own way on how you're going to choose adopting mobile technology. That's so in now. That provides that direct link to potential customers, eliminating the middle person. I don't always understand about mobile technology, but I've come to the conclusion it's important to invest in social media marketing training for yourself and also for your staff. And a lot of times I will learn something new and is that what I was afraid of? But I have a natural fear of technology because technology is not good to me. And probably I'm not good for technology. A thing that I've learned in my business is keep your phone charged up at all times. It's painful when you need to do some important transactions and you're in your mobile office and your phone is dead. Keep your phone charged up at all times. Have multiple types of charging capabilities in your vehicle, in your home, while you're visiting somewhere. You have to have all the equipment to be able to charge up your phone. Be able to invoice, to make contracts, advertise through your mobile device. And that comes to a very important item that I have found, which I'll never get a handle on, but I'm trying. Understand your cell phone. Understand your cell phone, its capabilities and its applications that are available that can help you in your small business. I call it the office in the pocket concept. Like I have the capability to make Zoom presentations where I have a good site where I have a signal. I can do meetings on Zoom anywhere. I just have to go to McDonald's. And then there's payments by digital payments. which took me a long time to trust. Like Zelle, I use one of those. And there's a bunch of different other ones. Whatever you use is good. Square, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I've learned how to do radio and TV spots on my mobile device. And they're pretty high quality. When I send in something I've made on my cell phone out in the boonies, and I can send it to some sort radio stations, and they'll accept it, and that's pretty high quality. Learn how to be live on your broadcast. Be live broadcast capable. Train to be on air. Look good, sound good, represent your brand. Practice. One thing that I've learned is shyness does not build a business. Battle for self-confidence. You can do it. You are capable. Battle for self-confidence. And I again revert back to the learning process of Navajo, thinking, planning, life experience, assurance, recapitulation. So you do something, you take notes, you learn new stuff, you apply it, and then you go through again. Think about it, plan, try it, and then find assurance that you're doing better, learn from it, recapitulate. You get what I mean. So you can make quality ads on the go in your mobile office. You could be in a forest, in a desert, a canyon. Well, some canyons you don't have good signal, but some canyons you do. It's a part of small business. Sharing your capabilities, of course, when you're doing these ads and these mobile ads, you're sharing your capabilities, you're sharing your knowledge, your product. And in order to do this, you have to invest in equipment. Sometimes they can be miniature size. Build a website from the desktop or the mobile device, or both. Be able to change as needed, when necessary. In Tuba, where my home office is, certain parts of the 24 hours of the day is better, has better net access. And you learned how to work those in. For instance, like when all the kids get out of school, you can't get on the net. It's too busy. Plan for and adjust workload for your location internet capabilities. Try to maintain your company brand when using mobile tech, banners, posters, and add-ons for background brand information. And I do that using posters and banners. You can do it. You can do it. You are capable. Balance your personal life with your professional life. Do not neglect your friends and family to pursue business goals. Nurture your business hours effectively. Nurture your family, friends, and self during non-business hours. And there can be some collaboration. Some, not too much. Get to know the people in your life. Know their phone number, what their family does, and what their business is. Have your own directory with background information if necessary. If you have 2,500 contacts, you need a directory to let you remember what they do, unless you have a good memory, of course, which I don't. So I have to keep notes. Remember, you are a sacred entity on the face of Mother Earth. Yes, you are. And remember, so are they, your customers and associates. Respect is the operative word. And again, I have an interest in youth and their families obtain a track record of real happiness, and to then assist them in making that life a legacy for their children. I have an interest in the advancement of self-reliance and being an example of self-sufficiency and to encourage self-sufficiency in others. That's my business. That is Towering House Entertainment. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck, the best luck in using your knowledge and expertise in running your business. And someday I hope to hear that you're among the top 50 businesses in the world. It could happen. Sa anare, hojon, kuro hojon to let, hojon hastling, hojon hastling, hojon hastling, hojon hastling.
Woohoo! Thank you. We do have a few minutes for questions. If anyone wants to ask anything of James right now, while we have his attention, he's a very busy man.
Hello, my name is Loretta Chi, and I am a participant. I am Navajo. I'm calling from St. Michael's, Arizona. I am running my own Mary Kay business and working on another business, which is called Eagle Eye Network Cabling and Surveillance Systems. The paperwork was submitted last month to our BDO. We're still awaiting their approval. My question is about customers. How do you store your customers' information? I know that there is what they call a CRM, Customer Relations Management System. I want to be able to have all my customer in a database where I will know their background, their buying strategies, what the products that I'm looking at are just mainly makeup and products for skin. Can you give me some advice?
Well, they have applications on the phone, on your iPhone, and also on your desktop that would have a place to store this kind of information. And I'm starting to do that, where in the beginning, I used to just have a notebook with all that information on it. I come from old school. But the other thing that I have found that is easiest for me is just put it in my phone book. Because when you put someone's name in your phone book, there's all the information that you can put in there, and even notes, noting when last time you talked to them and what their fingernail color is or whatever. That information, and that's just on the regular iPhone. But I'm sure that Changelabs Army can really assist you in that. And I was listening to them, and they were saying, call us if you need help in this area. And I would really give them a call and have a sit down with them. I noticed that they'll make an appointment with you either through Zoom or by phone or probably in person. But good question.
Yes, thank you for your question, Loretta. From my experience, I have a background in catering. So I catered to so many different companies in the Phoenix Valley. And the company and application that we used there for my previous work was an application called Salesforce. And I'm sure there are many others applications that you can look up or that are easier to operate. The Salesforce does require a little bit of a learning curve. But there are applications where you can document all your clients that you work with, which is what I did. How many times you've contacted them, whether through phone, for email, or in person even. When the last time you had them purchase anything with you, or if you are needing to amend your relationship with that customer or client, you can leave notes in there as well. And then anyone who is involved with your organization are able to see those notes too. That way, people aren't constantly calling the customer, because you don't want to get a call from the same company several times a day or even a week. But that's my suggestion too. There are applications, like James said, recommended that you can look up.
And
I think
4.
most of them would be free or for a very minimal cost, I think, depending on which one you choose. But thanks, Loretta. Are there any other questions for James right now? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time before we leave. And I just want to thank Shiaj James for being here with us today. Thank you for all of your insight and your stories and your jokes. I really enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all regarding our presentation with James today, you can feel free to email me at raquel@nativestartup.org. And then this recording will be available later on our YouTube channel for Changelabs as well. And then last announcement is our next workshop with our very own Heather Fleming. Heather is our executive director for Changelabs. Her workshop will be on how to test your business or nonprofit ideas. And I will have the link for that registration up by tomorrow. So go ahead and see our link here at nativestartup.org/events. And then there are several links in the chat box for any of our other pages that I had gone over. So feel free to check those out as well. And thank you all again for being here. We will see you guys later. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.